Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Clues, Cues and Reviews. It is really early in the morning. I am doing this review based on looking at a very early release, not as well of a translation of One Piece because I've got a really hectic day today. I've got to look at a car in Hartlepool and then potentially, if that doesn't work out, another car in Newcastle. So I'm going to be doing a bit of running around today, and this will get released later on in the day when I've access to the internet later. So bear with us. Anyway, Chapter 835, A Nation of Souls, One Piece. We get a lot of information in this one. We get a lot of clarification and we get the story moving on. So what you want to do first of all is take care of things bit by bit. Thankfully, we got a mini fight for Nami. So Nami was captured. She used the new climb attack to get away from the enemy, and then she ran off as a last resort, and she ran into Luffy eventually. Perfecto. We have one thing clear. She can actually fight with it, which is brilliant. Now, that's the one thing. Now, going back to Charlotte Purlea, she has the mirror fruit. That is her ability. And using the mirror fruit, she can basically reflect all damage and also send people into the mirrors to capture them. She does this by capturing Kara. Kara tries fighting against her. She gets punched back first time, second time she gets caught. Kara is now captured. Now to get away, they've got to basically run. But the whole forest comes alive, and basically Chopper steps up, Rumble balls up and does what he needs to do. Though I thought that was cool. Nami gets away, and that's how she runs into Sanji. That was the first thing. So we learn about Purlea's basic devil fruits. I'm just losing my words right now. Now that's the first. Second thing, we also find out about Big Mom's fruit. We find this out in two ways. Number one, we find at the beginning of the story there's this whole thing about leave or live. So if you want to live, you have to give up a month's lifespan of your soul, and if you want to leave, you basically leave. And this happens every 6 months. So effectively, I guess a month's worth of a human soul is the equivalent of 6 months for an inanimate object, I'm guessing. So that was quite interesting for me, and we got some intricate and crucial details of this specific power. It's called a soul no mi, or soul fruit she had. She can take the soul and lifespans of anything, and she interacts with human living wise. She can put it into animals, giving them humanoid appearances, much like Randolph, I'm imagining, and the alligator. But also, she can put it into plants, but not into other humans. That's an interesting thought, because other than eating it herself, she can't give it to somebody else to extend their life. She may be able to give it to a dead person though, like a dead body, put it into them. And this could also be potentially something she could use if she wanted to go against Kaido. Maybe Gekko Moria helps her. I'm just saying there's possibility there, right? He brings the corpses, she gives him the souls, we get a fighting army. Anyway, so that's just something I thought of, but never mind. So that was an interesting thought. Now, we get this information from the person who's meant to be a giant. I say meant to be a giant and who's stuck. But what happens is the 10th son of Big Mom turns up. Charlotte Cracker pulls him out, and we realise he's just got a big head. Now he does say something interesting. He says, I was the former husband of Charlotte Linen, and I give her 2 daughters. And Cracker's like, how dare you give out information like this to the enemy and all this stuff. And he goes, before you do anything, let me see my daughters. I want to see Chiffon. I know Lola has disappeared, but I want to see Chiffon. So this tells us that he is the father of both Lola and Chiffon. No, that's why they look the same. It definitely confirms now that she's Big Mom's daughter, even though seeing Chiffon would normally kind of trigger that anyway. So this is concrete evidence that Lola is the daughter of Big Mom, which means that when she does get reintroduced to the story, there is going to be that, oh look, he saved us, be nice to him, or whatever happening, right? So that's important. So Chiffon, as you know, is the wife to Capone Bedge. There is a possibility that he's going to try overthrow, but Chiffon would normally grass him up. However, if she really has her loyalties with her father rather than the mother, that might be a separate story. And also, this might be a way for Capone Bench to be on Luffy's side later on. Potentially. Now, so that's the main kind of thing that we find out. So there's a lot of interesting details there. Also, the fact that Big Mom already knew about the arrival, which we find out from all of the chapters, but it gets confirmed to the Straw Hats. So they know now, or they now know that they've been underestimating their enemy. And basically, Big Mom said, mess with them, waste the time, and then deal with them. Don't even let them come anywhere near Sanji. And I thought it was interesting that she already knew about, more than likely because of the plants and everything else. Whew! A lot to get through there. Kind of rushed through that. Apologies about that. But then a few things that we happen. We find out about Madame Purlea's, Charlotte Purlea's Mirror fruit. We find out more about Charlotte Lillian's soul fruit. We meet Charlotte Cracker, the 10th son, who is the son of a giant, more than likely, and we now know that Big Head Guy isn't a giant, and he's the father of Chiffon and Lola. All interesting things are being set up now. I can't wait to see what happens next. I will render this, have this on my channel, but I'll activate it later on when I get a chance. Until then, see you later. Peace. Oh yeah, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.